There we go. Move. Hang on. I have to figure this stuff out. There we go. There I am. Okay. Welcome. Welcome, everybody. It's Wednesday again already. Wow. I have failed to figure out the easy transition of no music and getting on this thing. It is what it is, right? Well, welcome, everyone. Great to have all of you here. Some of you keep coming back every week because you know how beneficial it is. And we've got some really interesting energies coming up and some fascinating discoveries, at least for me. I'm like an adventurer, an explorer, and I always love new things, especially in the world of energy and our energy anatomy and how we can keep improving our life through our energy frequencies and our awareness. So it's a great, fascinating discovery for me. So let's see who we have here today. We've got Arizona. Welcome, Sydney. We've got Florida. Welcome. California. That's Sophia. Great to see you, Sophia. LA, Shelley, Nebraska. And not sure where the rest of you are from, but that's okay. We don't need to. So, at any rate, a few things I wanted to talk about. So we've got some really big energies up and coming. Maybe you guys have noticed how fast and intense things seems to be. Things are really stirring up in a big way as spirit is showing us all the things that we are out of alignment with, the things that are not part of our highest timeline, our path that is going to bring us to that alignment with our oversoul. So this connecting to our oversoul is sort of a newer, it's a new discovery. I'll call it that. It's only been a couple weeks where we aligned to our oversoul. So what's the oversoul, you might ask? The oversoul, I kind of visualize it like the oversoul is an umbrella. And even though the oversoul is actually in our body, it's not really up and out here, it's actually in here. But that's just a visual I like because it seems to fit. So the oversoul is the biggest part of ourselves. We on planet Earth are just a small fractal of this bigger part of ourself, this bigger aspect. And so it shoots down into different dimensions and different timelines and lifetimes, etc. And so here we are in this lifetime as a small fractal of our oversoul, the part that has never been disconnected from source, the part that is has all the codes and the blueprints, and it knows exactly how our human body is meant to run, how everything is supposed to work. It's our inner standing. So that is a great thing to align to and connect with. So we did that a couple weeks ago. Maybe it's a few weeks by now. And as a result, the effects were quite profound, actually. I say a couple weeks, but no, I think it's actually maybe a couple months by now. Wow, time is quite distorted. At any rate, um, so this, as a result of aligning to this oversoul energy, we no longer, as long as we're staying aligned, we no longer have to worry about all that AI infiltration, the spells, the curses, the cords. Every week we're having a, pull out. They just don't have any permission anymore because we've connected to that higher part of ourselves where we just command all that stuff out of our space. And it seems kind of interesting that it wasn't quite as effective before when we would command things, or it's like, but now this oversoul energy, it's like, wow. I was a bit flabbergasted for many days after that happened. And so now the thing that I'm really excited about in this evolution, because spirit keeps giving me information in chunks, and I realize that it's all that we are able, or maybe it's just me, and I'm sort of leading other people down this path. So it's what I'm able and ready to accommodate. And then I align to these energies, and then I introduce it to other people. Like, hey, check out this cool thing that I discovered. And so, uh, 2 years ago, it was aligning to this light frequency, being able to measure and calibrate every body system, every body organ. So that was really cool. And then we were able to bring the millivolts of light to 350, this new threshold. And so now spirit is revealing, it's through the summer solstice. That was a really big activation, a lot of light frequencies, codes coming in. But now with this oversoul energy aligning to that, the next iteration of this is, or has been, and it's only like maybe a week old, is discovering about this part of our brain called the colostrum, not to be confused with colostrum, which is that nutrient part of a woman's breast milk when she's nursing. So colostrum, Claustrum, is a very small part in our brain that they believe is part of what creates more consciousness, awareness. And so it has been a part in medical knowledge where it's like a mysterious part of the brain that they don't know much about, and it's hidden. And so that's what the Klaus part is. Claustrum, Klaus meaning like cloistered or hidden. So there's that. And then it weaves into this whole story of Santa Claus. I don't know if you guys have heard about this. If you have, let me know in the chat if you know this story that I'm about to tell you about, which is this phenomenon that happens every month where it's not literally a fluid, but I call it more of an essence that travels from the claustrum down your spine and back up again in a circuit that's supposed to take a month. Well, there's really not much knowledge about this. So I have been on this exploration. I want to find out more about this hidden thing that's been hidden in these children's stories, or what do they call allegories? The whole Santa Claus thing, where he comes from the chimney down and back up again, bringing gifts. And so anyway, there's a whole thing around it. And so since it's been such a hidden thing, I've been wanting to explore. So last week, I think I had already started this exploration of the claustrum. And hang on, let me grab my book. So this is what I did, because some of you are explorers and you want to know, well, how do I get new information? Well, I've had this idea of wanting to know more about this hidden topic it's been on this board of mine for like a year, and no information was coming forward. So I just had this brilliant thought. This is spirit coming through that says, well, why don't you ask? Like, just ask and see what you come up with. So basically asking my higher intelligence, asking my spirit guides, asking my higher self, whatever it is that we ask. So I asked, and it said to check and see where it is, because you could check for energy cords and it feels kind of spongy, and so you can know where these things are if you just ask and feel for it. So I decided to feel where on this journey it starts around the sixth chakra, travels down the spine and back up again. Well, I wanted to know where in the journey is it, if at all. Can I feel it? So I ran my hand down the front, which is basically feeling for the backside. And I didn't feel anything going down. But when I started to come back up, the energy stopped right at the second chakra. So I knew that that's where it was. Then I checked the next day and it had moved up. It kept doing that till it got all the way up to, I'll call it the third eye, although in reality, it had settled back to the claustrum. And so some people say this is a 12-day journey. Others say it's a 21-day journey. So I started following this journey. And so it rested here at the claustrum for 5 or 6 days. It's kind of hard to tell exactly where it is. So it was about 5 or 6 days. And so now in this journey for myself, now it's starting to travel down through all the vertebrae, although it travels through the spinal cord, through the, is it through the fluid? No, it's through the nerves. Yes. Okay. It's through the nerves that travel through the spinal cord. And so right now, it is at the sixth vertebrae, a cervical vertebrae, so the lower part of the neck. And so I am paying attention and making notes and seeing am I experiencing anything as it relates to that part of the body. For those of you who have, been to a chiropractor or know about chiropractics, they have a whole chart. And so this is what I've been referring to every day to see. So here's the chart. I don't know if you can see that. See that? It's a chart, probably not very clear or visible, but it tells all the parts that, the vertebrae and what could possibly be the areas that it affects and what kind of symptoms you might have. So I'm just kind of paying attention to what's going on. And so this is my exploration. There's another part of it that fascinates me because there's some people that say that this could be the like the fountain of youth because this informs us. It's like well, and it seems timely because it's after we've connected to our oversoul that now this piece of information is ready to be revealed. And so I'm on exploration with this journey. So for those of you who are sensitive, supposedly this is how you're supposed to figure out when your journey starts. I think this was pretty, it was pretty close. I'm going to, next time around, we'll go through a whole cycle. And the next time around, I'll be able to fine tune it a little bit. But supposedly, when your moon, when the moon enters your sun sign, so in my case, enters in Libra, that was on, I think it was on July 31st, somewhere around there. So anyway, that's when it's supposed to start. So I don't know. We'll start tracking this. And originally I thought, well, wouldn't that be great if we were all on the same journey? We could just all do it together. But no, it's not that simple. Apparently, we're each on our own journey. I checked this with a couple clients. And so maybe that's a question you guys might have today, is I can let you know where the colostrum is in its cycle with you. And then that will be an interesting exploration as well for me to see, if it actually is different in everyone. So you guys can help with this exploration. So this is what this is what I'm excited about. This next 12-day meta clearing practice, which is starting on Monday, we are going to be aligning this. We're going to be aligning our money to our oversoul. And I'm going to see how this whole colostrum thing fits in with this whole cycle, because we'll be going through all of that as well. So it's going to be fascinating because this is a whole new area of connecting our money frequencies, our abundance, our prosperity to our oversoul, which already knows how to be abundant. So I'm always learning new things, and I can't wait to see what happens with our next 12-day program. If you want to join us, you can go to my website at right there, KimberlySherry.com, and you can scroll down on the right-hand side and you will find the 12-day meta clearing practice. So maybe you'd like to join us. Maybe you'd like to elevate your money frequencies and align your business with those higher money frequencies, aligned with your oversoul. It's just going to be so amazing. All right. I haven't been paying attention to comments. So let's see what you guys have going on. Are you going to update the meditation to include the oversoul? Actually, so this little coughing thing that I've been noticing, this is happening today. And so that might be part of the colostrum, I don't know, activating something in the fifth vertebrae, which is going to affect your throat. I thought about that because as you'll see in the 12-day program, when we do run our energy, and even if you're not joining us, maybe you join us for the next luminary activation. We do it on the first Thursday of every month. That would be September 4th. That when we do the meta clearing, that we bring, I don't know, I'm always paying attention to how I should do it. Sometimes it's different. But bringing that oversoul energy, we get grounded first. That's what it is. We get grounded first, then we bring in the oversoul, and then everything seems to flow really easily. So it's definitely like an energy hack and a great thing. So whether or not I'll redo that meditation, I don't know, because it was quite an undertaking just to do that. And the music that you notice in that meditation is also activation in itself. So ideally, that would be nice to redo it with an updated version. Dana, is connecting to the oversoul similar to being in a higher vibration, therefore those things can't reach you? Yes, and it's even more than a higher frequency, because it's like this part of us starts directing things, like, stopping traffic here and, letting this part in. And it's just like, no, you are not allowed to be here at all. And so I don't know, it's just like a next level of commanding our space, commanding our space. So it is a little like that, but even better. Okay, I've been trying to calibrate my colostrum. Okay, great. That's cool, Sydney. I'm glad you're right on board with us. It is very interesting. I'm interested to know where I am in my cycle. All right, Dana, let's see. So if we were to start at the colostrum and then go down the vertebrae, you're right at the fifth vertebrae. So you're very close to me. I'm at 6, you're at 5. So, and I noticed that this will travel, or it has been traveling through several vertebrae in a day. Like yesterday, it went through the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. So, we'll see how this whole journey goes. So yes. Okay, great. And Patricia, I'd like to know where the colostrum is in her cycle. Okay, so Patricia, let me get, so I am, my for sale sign is a fan. Okay, so we are doing, Patricia, okay. Let's see, colostrum. Wow, okay, also at the 5th. So maybe, maybe, I don't know. It's fascinating, right? Okay. So far, maybe it's, if you're aligned, maybe we're all aligned. That's the thing. Okay. So this is interesting. Okay, good. Brooke, I'm curious how my TikTok shop journey collaborates for me, or if I'm wasting my time. TikTok shop for you. Yeah, right now it only vibes at you for 250 at 250, Brooke. It may be the products that you're trying to sell. I've been curious. Well, I've been wanting to help somebody do a TikTok shop, or actually, I wanted to start one, but I didn't want to do the work. But I thought that it would be great to have a TikTok shop that only offers products that vibrate at infinity. So that might be something to explore. Why don't you email me, Brooke, and then I could, if you want to look on my, well, I don't know, if you've gotten my past emails, you will have seen every week I feature something that vibrates at infinity. Some are products, some are people, some are other things. So if that interests you, email me and let me know. We can collaborate on that. I would also like to know where the colostrum sits and how to turn its energy up. Um, well, the colostrum. So first of all, so that is also a good point. So when we calibrated things 2 years ago, and we're also going to be doing this again in November for the next 12-day program. Which is going to be recalibrating all of our body systems and body organs. So we did that 2 years ago, but I haven't done it since. But now I believe that the millivolts are going to go up from 350 to 450. And but anyway, last time we calibrated all the parts of the brain. Colostrum is one of the parts of the brain that we calibrate. So that should be brought up to 100%, and also the millivolts of light, at least 350. When we go through it again, we're going to be bringing everything up to 450 millivolts. So it's going to be amazing. So that's okay. So where are you on your colostrum journey, Brooke? So colostrums, 5 also. Okay. So maybe there was a reason that the other 2 people I checked that they were not at the same place I was. They were a little bit different. Okay. Good to know. Okay, Sydney, same. I would love to know where my colostrum is. Okay, Sydney. 1. Also at 5. Okay. I had hoped that this was the case. I would hope that we're all at the same place, because then we could all, that's like creating oneness. I mean, that is like the hive mind, the all going through the same journey at the same time. It could, I don't know. That's exciting to me that we're all we're all on the same journey. Looking even younger tonight. Well, I think there might be a little bit of a filter on this thing. So, but no, I still do look pretty darn good. Okay. Thanks, Grace. All right. And that is part of my goal as a longevity mentor. I had my my biological age tested twice. The first time it was at 59. The second time it was at 51. So my next goal is 49, and I'd like to hover at 44. I don't know. I think that's just a cool age to, like, health wise and body wise. If you could maintain a 44-year-old body, that would be great at any age, right? Okay. Here we have Lisa Lotte. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes, also at 5. Great. Yeah, that's at the 5th vertebrae. Very good. And is connecting to the oversoul, like connect to the higher self. Yes, I believe that is. It is, and it's even. No, someone else asked me this question the other day. It is a little different, and I'll tell you why. The higher self is like the highest part of this fractal. That was the way that they explained it. Whereas the oversoul is over all of our higher selves, because I think we have a higher self in every incarnation or every like dimension that we exist in, right? And if we exist in 12 dimensions, we would have 12 higher selves. So that's what I think about that. With the oversoul, I'd imagine the whole thing can't fit in our body. Well, there's no time and space, right? In these higher dimensions, in these concepts, some of these we can't even really wrap our head around. Like a good point to that makes me think about, we have cleared dead people out of ourselves, or maybe we'll have like 50 chords, and it seems like where do all these dead people fit? Like, how is that even possible? But we can't think about these things on a linear level. It's definitely a different kind of thinking. Check you. What the heck? Where is your colostrum? One. Ooh, okay. So now we have a different one. And so makes me wonder why you are different from everyone else. So yours is only at the second. Yours is at the second vertebrae. Well, here's one thing. So this is what could be throwing things off. What the heck? You are not grounded. So that may shift your colostrum cycle. Being ungrounded affects everything. Okay, Grace wants to know, where is her colostrum? Yours is also at the second vertebrae, but you also are not grounded. So that is an interesting correlation. Just note to self. Lisa. Colostrum 1, 2, 3. Also at number 5, fifth vertebrae. Fifth vertebrae. Okay, good. Cindy says her neck has been out in the last week, so not normal for me. I wonder if that's connected. For you, I don't think that your neck issue has to do with the colostrum. For one, you are not grounded, and there is interference in your spine, like right, where the spine connects to the skull. There's a lot of interference right between those 2 points. There's about 20 AI chords. That would be a bigger part of why. And then also around the third vertebrae. Okay, yeah. And even towards the bottom. That's not checking the whole spine. That's just checking your neck. So that would definitely contribute to your neck not feeling so great. So get grounded, Cindy, and those cords need to come out. And so if any of you are asking about, check me, and you're off and you don't know how to clear this stuff, then I really highly suggest that you join us either for the 12-day journey, which we're starting on Monday. Every week, we're going to be diving a little bit deeper and deeper into our abundance and prosperity journey. And then on, if you're not interested in that, then at the very least, join us for the luminary activation on September 4th, which is called Align to Thrive, activating our oversoul prosperity codes. So both are interested in raising our money frequencies. All right. Leslie would like to know, let's see. You are also at the second vertebrae. So, and you're also not grounded. So that's been an interesting correlation. All of you that have been at number 2 have no grounding. I didn't check all of you, the rest of you, if you were grounded, but let's, Sydney, I know, is grounded. She was at 5. Dana, I think you were also, you're also grounded. Patricia, also grounded. So all the people that are grounded, they're at 5. Those of you who aren't grounded are at 2. That's just an interesting note to self. I should write that down. Okay, let's see what else. This is cool. I need to know more on this and need to do some research. Appreciate you. Yes, you're talking about research on colostrum because there's not much. There's not much. Um, you'll hear about the Santa Claus story. You'll hear about the Holy of Holies. That there's not much that knowledge about this. That it is um, a there's a connection to our consciousness. That's the word I was looking for. Being more conscious. And so this is why they've tried to keep it hidden. They don't want us to be conscious, awake, aware. So anyway, yes, do research, Patricia. Okay, great. Thanks. Thanks, Brooke. Kimberly, in love with me. How is your money vibes? I've been doing the meditation in the morning, but by night I feel a little depleted. Zilia, always forget how to say your name. Your money vibe is at 500, which is where you can make enough money to live. And however, it's up against that glass ceiling. That's the same threshold that the quantum financial system has the whole money system set at. So we can elevate above that. So I would suggest joining us on Monday, Zilia. Sorry. All right, Dana, what does the colostrum journey do for us? Well, this is part of my exploration. If this is a fluid, well, it's not exactly a fluid because this is really a thin sheet of nerves. And I'm considering it more as an essence that actually charges the spinal fluid. It imprints the spinal fluid. Okay, so just some information is coming in. It imprints the spinal fluid. And so the higher our light quotient and the more light that we embody, the more this colostrum can imprint our spinal fluid, and that feeds all the parts of our body, right? It feeds all the nerves. It feeds our whole nervous system. So when the colostrum is working correctly, it's going to imprint our entire field or our entire nervous system with more information. And so the more light that we hold, that means more information. We have access to more information about how our body is supposed to work. And so I've been noticing recently just how things interrelate. Now, this is what happens when you start becoming more conscious, awake, aware, and your 360 senses come online, is you start to know things that, like you might have a new thought. This is a new thought. You've never thought it before, but it's like you've always known it, right? And so you're going to start making a lot of connections where you see how things interrelate, how things correspond to each other, how things connect, how things work, and things just start making more sense. So that's all part of having more information. Great question. Thank you, Dana. Michelle, where is Michelle on her journey? So I'm checking grounding first. So you're not grounded. So one, and yours is at the second vertebrae. So there's that connection. Shelley, I had dead people in my field today. Did I clear them all? No. You have, there's still 3. They're according to your root chakra with some fear. So that would be a good one to remove. All right, Stephanie, I missed the beginning. Is it too much to give a brief summary of what we're talking about with the colostrum? Kind of, sort of. I think I repeated it twice, but it's a new exploration, this colostrum journey that I've discovered I can check where it is in the cycle. So every month it goes from a cycle from the center of our head where the colostrum lives and goes on this journey up, down the spine and back up again. And so what it does, that very few people, including the medical industry, know what is the purpose of this little organ. It's not even an organ, it's even less than that, but it's the purpose of it. So that's part of my exploration. Now I can feel where it is. Okay, well, so what does it mean and how is my body responding when it's here, and how long does this whole take? And so my goal is that, or it seems as though when we can start working with this cycle intentionally, then we can even accelerate everything even more and better, because it's like, oh, the colostrum is activating my whatever today. And so when you focus that, like, you can work in harmony with it. I'm just thinking ahead of time. So yeah, I actually have no idea what it actually means, but that's what I'm going to find out. And so the more people I have to bounce this stuff off of, well, like, where are you and where are you? And you know, it's all going to come into play. And so Stephanie, you're likely, since I'm here, curious where your colostrum is in this journey. And also I'm curious, does it really take 12 days or does it take 21 days? I've already discovered that it doesn't just continually go like this. It stopped here at the colostrum for 5 days. So like to recharge, and now it's starting to come down the whole cycle. All right. So Stephanie, you're grounded. So you're at the 5th, you're at number 5 as well. So that's interesting. Everybody that's been grounded has been at the 5th vertebrae. Everybody that's been ungrounded has been at the 2nd. So, all right. Sydney, could you see how anchored my oversoul is in my body? 50%, Sydney. It's getting stuck at the heart chakra. You're working some energy there. 3rd layer, some blame and shame, Yeah. So have your oversoul clear that, and you likely will be able to bring it all the way in. Grace, I keep having issues when I get to ground. Energetically, I see my right leg lifted and coiled up like to your thigh. Very hard to release it to ground. Interesting. Yes. So your right leg, right at the bottom of the foot, there are some curses that are not allowing that earth energy to come up into the leg. So I would transmute that and then see how it goes. All right. First time here. Well, welcome, Leslie. I'm glad you love it. Maybe you have a question for me. All right, Michelle. John St. Gillian on YouTube addresses this a couple of times on his channel. Okay, good to know. Yeah, there's little bits and pieces, but there's nothing in depth. Like I'm going deep on this one because I want to know. I want to know how this stuff works. Okay. Sydney, ever since connecting my oversoul, I feel grounded all the time, right? It's like a whole nother level. It's such a different feeling from before. Yes, thank you for that. Michelle, did I skip you? Okay, no. Well, I may have, if you asked about your oversoul, I'll tell you now, or not your oversoul, your colostrum, right? Let's see. So Michelle LaFrance, you are not grounded. So, and the colostrum is at the 2nd vertebrae. Okay. Let's see what else we have here. This is the Swan Codex she is speaking of. I'm not sure what that means, Monica. Maybe you could clue us in a little better. Um, okay, let me jump down here. Everyone has this ability. It's just a matter of clearing density in your field. Of course, yes. I do soul scans with technology that will tell you everything that is blocking you. Yeah, we're all stepping into our gifts, and the more of us that are doing this, the faster we're all elevating. So yeah, my goal is to help people to learn how to master their energy. I don't like people being dependent on me. Um, all right, Brooke, I wish I could get spirit messages like that. I guess I haven't done enough work. Seems like the ability comes so easy for some. Yeah, well, that's it's like the overnight success that was 40 years in the making, kind of like that. Um, so it may seem like it comes easy for me, but one thing that you might keep in mind is that I spent every week for 12 years at a psychic school practicing to trust what I knew, what I felt, what I saw. And so, yeah, especially those of you who are still young in years, you still, there's plenty of time to practice these things. Um, you just answered that. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. Leslie wants to know if she's connected to her oversoul. No, actually 0%. Yeah. So here's the thing about connecting to the oversoul too, Leslie. So people might think, well, oh, I want to get connected to my oversoul. Well, just know that it might be a big stretch. One of the things I noticed when we did connect to our oversoul is for some people it was a bit much. Like that's a big stretch to be finally connected to that part of you that has all the answers and that knows and that's aligned and it's already abundant and prosperous and on and on. Um, and so when you get aligned with that, if you're far from that, it might feel a bit jolting. It might feel a bit of an upheaval and chaos. So all the things that aren't aligned to your oversoul, the highest aspect of you, are going to start shaking loose, are going to get louder, are going to want to be released. And so I never know how how people are going to respond to being in higher frequencies. But one of the things that some people would do is that they just would like disconnect from the oversoul, like, oh, that's just too much. It's kind of like trying to hold on to the horse's rope, when it's, you can let go or you can let it give you rope burn. So sometimes you just have to like let it go and then reconnect again later. And so we just step by step, baby steps, connect a little bit. And then, so that's also a note that people need to know, that connecting to your oversoul might mean a growth period. Just saying. All right. How can I include the oversoul in the meditation and the colostrum? Well, I haven't included the colostrum in a meditation yet. So if I decide to do that, you would see how it gets done in when we do in the 12-day program. Every day we're going through the process of running your energy. Although now that we have connected to the oversoul, it goes really fast because there's not that much to clear. So now we're clearing the residual energies that are deeper and deeper. So yeah. So after the grounding is when I have been bringing in the oversoul energy. So I don't know. You might try that. We're good. Okay, great. Love Monica's work. I don't know who Monica is, but that's great. Um, how is Amy Balaski's energy? I don't know who this is, but she doesn't have a grounding cord. And how many rings? 0. She has no creative rings, and her heart is closed. So whoever she is, it looks like she's kind of been taken over by the dark side, or maybe she's just an NPC. Don't know. Why do I seem to get a lot of dead people in my field? I don't know. Well, here's what's kind of interesting about that question, Shelley, is that when I discovered that one of my gifts was being able to help the dead ascend, they started showing up in droves. And so this might be why some of them are showing up, is because they know that you can help them ascend. And so, yeah, you could view it as a compliment. Okay, that's great too. All right. I know I'm ready to connect to my oversoul. Well, yeah, you're not. First, you need to get grounded and connected to your invisible energy anatomy, so that you know that that's flowing first. That's like the first step. Get a grounding cord. Otherwise, you're like a house without plumbing. There's nowhere for the energy to go. That's always getting dumped into your energy field every single day, because you are wireless technology. So just like we don't see, emails flying to our phone, we are constantly intercepting, just by virtue of having an aura. We're constantly intercepting all of the frequencies and programs that are out there, meant to distract us, keep us held down, keep our power diminished, et cetera, et cetera. So that's the first step, is making sure that our invisible energy anatomy is running. So for those of you that don't even want to join us on live, that's fine too. I'm fine either way. But you might want to at least start. So this would be the very beginning, is to start with my free 20-minute meditation. You can go to my website, which is, I'll put it back up, and just download the free 20-minute meditation there and listen to it intentionally, like really don't just listen to it, but participate in it. And you'll start to notice some shifts and changes. So that would be the very, very beginning. And then we just move up from there. Okay, so she's a psychic medium on TikTok. Okay, great. Oh, so the person that I just checked, this Amy, is a psychic medium on TikTok. Okay, well, I would not go to someone like that for advice. That's not grounded. They're not giving you pure energy frequencies. After Sydney, after anchoring the oversoul, finding the black box, is that all, or will something reveal itself? Those have been the most recent things. Yes. So I found a black box, interestingly enough, I think it was in somebody's dream space today. A client, it was a place I'd never seen a black box before, and I could think that's where it was. Yeah, it was in the dream space. So these black boxes, which are control mechanisms by this ancient interference, they could be anywhere. So we just keep going deeper and deeper, and finding what we find. So yeah, keep being an explorer, Sydney. It's fun, isn't it? All right. Brooke wants to know, is her house a low calibration for herself? Well, right now it is at a low frequency. But let's see why. Let's see. You do have dead people there. Yeah, a lot of dead people, like 50 dead people. So you can put them all in an avatar and help them ascend that way, or you can get help. But I don't think it's the house itself that like it's not the sheetrock and framing and that has a low frequency. It's what's in it. It's the residual frequencies that are there, and so it's attracting all these dead people. So I would clear the dead people and then do a house clearing on my YouTube channel. I do have you could probably search for it, house clearing or energy clearing for your house, and I have a very systematic way of clearing houses there that I describe. And two things that are not mentioned in that video that are really helpful, two additional places to clear are, the ceiling fans. For some reason, energy just gets stuck up there. So clear that. And then also clear all of your mirrors. Every time you go to your mirror, if you're having a crappy day or you just feel like shit, and you're projecting all that energy into the mirror, well, that's what's going to imprint there. So then every time you go back to the mirror, that's what gets fed back to you. So clear your mirrors, and then you can have a clearer reflection. Yeah, that would be good. Okay, cool. Is your dog soul anchored in her body, like her dog's anchor soul, her oversoul? Um, her name is Aura. Let's see. Aura is also only 50% connected to her oversoul. Hers stops at the heart. So I can't, is that the same place yours stops, Sydney, or was it at the solar plexus? Can't remember. Anyway, our dogs mirror us, our pets mirror us as they try to heal us. So you guys have great questions tonight. It's great. Keeps me entertained too. Okay, in love with me. I'm going to search for that video because I feel drained when I get home. Yes. Are you talking about the meditation? Yeah, you don't need to search far. It's right there on my website. It's right there. So yeah. Shelley, yes, I can definitely help the dead ascend, of course. And so that's why they show up. Just don't let them in your house, like in your in your home house, body house. I will get better at knowing they are there. Yes, you've really improved a lot since we've been working together in your ability to know and feel more confident and feel less afraid about, what other people think. And it's really quite amazing. Because I don't always get clear on if I have them until I feel very off. I better check my house now too. Okay. Yeah, you'll get better at it, Shelley. Yes, Brooke, see if there are portals as well. Yes, there can be portals. Portals. Yes. So, Brooke, you have 3 portals as well. That's how they're coming in and out. Those need to be closed. And, well, actually, I don't know. They seem easy for me. I'll tell you how I do it. You have 3 portals. You imagine, so this is after you've cleared everything out. All the dead people are out of your house. You've confirmed it through muscle testing or however you confirm. All the dead people are out. Then you close the portal. Don't close the door before everybody's out. So if you've got 3 portals, imagine those 3 portals condensing down into one circle, right? And then bring all that residual energy, dark energy, any residual energy that's left up and out through the portal, and then just close it. And that's how I do it. It's really not that hard. Let's see. Good. Thank you. It is good to be live. Yes, her soul stops at the same place as me. Mm, yeah, 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 dogs, yeah, so that your dog's matching you. Very, very good. All right. Well, it looks like we are at the top of the hour. Thank you so much for joining us this Wednesday. We're here every Wednesday now. I just decided let's be here every Wednesday. It's helpful, right? And if you'd like to join us for the 12-day journey of exploring your abundance, prosperity, business, elevating your business prosperity, join us on Monday. The link is on my website. So here again is the website. All right, is that the one? Yes, there. So 12-day journey, it includes the next luminary activation. So hopefully we'll see you on Monday. If not, we'll see you next Wednesday. All right, have a blessed week. And until we meet again, keep asking my favorite question. How does it get better than this? Colostrum journey, 12 days, everything's amazing. I can't wait to see how things get better. All right, blessings, everyone. Namaste.